Hey there, Jeep owners. Today on your 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, we're going to be taking a look at showing you some features of the Swagman XC2 Bike Rack. The XC is a platform style 2 bike rack. It holds your bike in position with the top hook here that puts down pressure on your top tube into the wheels in the hoop style wheel cradles here. It's one of the more basic entry-level bike racks, but it really gets the job done if you're trying to haul 2 bikes to your favorite destination. The wheel hoops are completely adjustable along the length of your arms here. That way you can adjust the rack to fit many different sizes, styles, and shapes of bikes. Once you get it where you need it, you just tighten the knob down and you're all set. I'll show you the ratcheting frame hooks here as I take the bike off. The frame hooks feature a simple, easy to use push button style to release, and they ratchet down in place. When you're ready to use it, simply lift up. Now, some people find that taking the hook off all the way makes it much easier to lift your bike out of position. I kind of agree with those people. I think their head's in the right place. Go ahead and take your bike off and set it aside. Then you can just put your frame hook back in. And while we're here, I'd like to point out that the hooks are padded, so it's going to help protect your bike from any scratches or abrasions while it's in place. I'll go ahead and give you some measurements so you can see how it's going to interact with your Jeep. These are just some clearance measurements to keep in mind. From your bumper to the closest part of the rack, it's going to wind up being probably one of these bolts here, and that sits a good 14 inches away. You're not going to really have any issues with this interfering with your Jeep at all. And you saw even when I had the bike on there, the bike was a good distance away from the Jeep as well. For our ground clearance here at the back, it's 23 inches to the bottom of our shank here. It is a raised shank, so that's going to give you even more ground clearance than your Jeep has. So again, you shouldn't have any issues there at all. One thing you'll definitely want to keep in mind though is how much you've added to the back of your Jeep. And that's about 22 inches to our wheel hoops out here. And that's going to be important if you're trying to get in your garage overnight or pull in a tight parking spot. Just don't forget you got the bike rack back there and just added some distance. Now, as I did mention, it is an entry-level bike rack, so you're not going to have some of the features the other ones have where the center mast is able to fold down. In this instance, our center mast is fixed. So unfortunately, you won't be able to open the rear hatch of your Jeep with the bike rack in place. So just keep that in mind when you're out on the road. But you will, for storage, be able to fold up our arms. This is ideal when you're taking it off and putting it in your garage for storage so that you've lessened the footprint you're taking up. This is what we call the suitcase position, and it's going to make it really easy to store in your garage, tool shed, or wherever else. It is designed for 2-inch by 2-inch receiver hitches, but the good news is it also works with 1.25-inch receiver hitches. So if you've got a different vehicle in the family with a smaller hitch, you can use this on both of those. It does secure into the receiver hitch with a 3/4-inch anti-rattle bolt. You'll just need the included tool or a 3/4-inch socket to tighten it down, and you can see once I've got it tight, it's not moving. I'm shaking the entire vehicle, not the bike rack at all. So you're not going to have to worry about any rattles or play while you're going down the road. It's going to make a nice secure ride for your bike rack and your bikes. Not too long ago we had this out on our test course to see what it looked like in real world scenarios. Why don't you go ahead and take a look now?
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. And finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.
That completes our look at the Swagman XC2 Bike Rack for your 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee.